Hi, Aquarius. This is your reading. This is going to be fairly quick. Um, I hope so, anyway. And sorry, I got distracted by a message. Let me move this out of the way. This is going to be for relatively about the next 2 weeks, whenever you're seeing this reading. However, right now I'm aiming for, let's say, if you're watching this like as soon as I post it, December 12th through the 21st ish, which the 12th is our full moon in Gemini. Yay, right? And the 21st, the 12th and the 21st are both portal days. The sun is in Sagittarius now, so it's Sagittarius season. Yeah, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. So check your charts. There's a link below showing how to do that if you don't know how to. Let's go ahead and see what the messages are for you. See what you guys want you to know, or look out for, or be aware of. This can resonate with your past, present, or future, a mixture of all three.
What's up?
Okay, Aquarius. This is your reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Please check your chart. The Empress has been underneath this deck until just now. Check your chart. While I was channeling your energy, I heard the Law and Order sound, and I'm not sure if I heard somebody's TV. I don't think so. But I heard the Law and Order that dun-dun, like right before Law and Order comes on. So maybe some of you are binge watching Law and Order, auditioning for Law and Order, or your life is like Law and Order to some extent, or something like that. I thought this was going to be the Empress, and I was about to say it's the Emperor. So let's just see what messages come out for you. Obviously, there's going to be messages, or probably multiple messages. However, there was something else. Bring it back to me, Spirit. There was something else when I was sorry, my throat has been super sore or dry, so I have a cough drop in my mouth. The Emperor, Aries energy. Sorry, I'm so scattered. That could be something that you guys are experiencing during this period. Any other messages for Aquarius? So you could be taking your power back, taking control of a situation, taking charge of a situation, taking charge of your life, moving forward with something, moving on, setting boundaries, being very firm, and not letting anything or anyone stand in your way when it comes to taking this power, this order, this structure. Like whatever, if you're taking the lead with something, this is Cancer energy. Yeah, you're definitely, there's a lot of forward movement. There's a lot of determination. You're definitely taking charge or taking the lead with something or someone. If it's a situation or a relationship. Excuse me. Justice here. You want fairness. You're moving towards fairness. You're moving towards balance and alignment. You're making decisions for your best good that are in alignment, are balanced, are just, are fair. Well, that's the goal anyway. Anything else for Aquarians? All right. The Star card and the Death card. I think you are definitely going through a transformation. The Star card is your card. Sorry. Aquarius energy, Scorpio energy. Excuse me. So I think you are going through a lot of healing, a lot of changes, and I think you're probably taking charge in this transformation, in this part of your life. I feel like some of you have probably gotten hit to what's going on, and you are okay. Like if I have to heal, if I have to do this, if I have to go through all these changes and all these transformations and all all this healing. The Star card is also about seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities. It's just like, okay, I'm taking charge. I'm gonna take control of the situation, and I'm gonna make decisions that help move me forward. I'm calling the shots. I'm in control of my destiny. I'm the master of my fate. It's how this feels. This is divine masculine energy. Aries energy, Mars energy. So we have 3 major arcana cards, all major arcana cards. Excuse me. So this is a lot of major energy. We have Aries, Cancer, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio. Check your chart, see where you have these signs. You may be dealing with people around you who have these signs as well. Let's go ahead and clarify, because I feel like this was straight to the point. Excuse me, I'm trying to clear. Let me. Sorry. Okay, my apologies. Let's clarify with the tattoo tarot. I'm going to clarify each card individually and then connect the dots. My stomach's making all these noises. Sorry. Show me the Emperor. Knight of Cups. Show me the Chariot. Justice. Show me Justice. Okay. Okay. Show me the Star card. Show me the Death card. Okay. Oh, also, bottom of the deck we have the Fool. So I think you are on to new beginnings. You want new beginnings. You want a brand new start. You want to move forward free of any baggage. You want this freedom. I think you don't even know. Some of you can't even identify what it is that you want. You just feel heavy. You just feel like there's some shit you gotta shake off of you. You just gotta get it off of you. You don't even realize it's emotional baggage. It's stuff that you've been through, that you've been holding on to. You're just holding on to it, storing it in your body somewhere. You want to shed it. You want this change. You want this transformation. That's why you're taking charge. You want this new beginning, and you want to feel free. You want to feel like you don't want any baggage moving forward. The Nine of Coins is here. This is independence. It's Virgo energy. It's self-sufficiency, self-security, like being very secure within yourself, within who you are, being very stable and grounded in the physical and within yourself, within your being. Okay, let's get into this. We got the Knight of Cups and the Emperor here. So I think you are moving towards taking action towards the things that you love, the things that you're passionate about. You're being very creative. You could feel very dreamy about this period in your life. You could get a thrill from or a rush. You could feel a lot of adrenaline. Even though this is not a fire card, the Knight of Wands, I think you just feel very dreamy. This feels like a romantic type of vibe, like almost like dating. You get this vibe about your life or about the changes that are coming or the things that you're doing or your goals that you're setting. Whether you're dating someone or not, I feel like this is just the type of action you're taking towards the things that you love. It's just like admiring something or someone This could be someone admiring you also, wanting to make some type of offer or gesture towards you. But I feel like this is you kind of admiring your higher self taking charge or taking over. Admiring yourself, being proud of yourself, of the way you've taken charge of the situation. And if you haven't gotten to this Emperor energy, maybe this is where you are now and you're just like I said, like looking at your higher self, like this dreamy figure, like, oh, you know, one day I'm gonna let you take over. Things won't be so crazy, you know? So the Chariot is here. We have the Five of Swords and the Six of Coins. The Five of Swords, the Six of Coins. Yeah, so I think you're parting ways of, like, I think maybe if there was pride or like you didn't want to quit or you wanted to give it all you had, give it your all, you know, I think you're learning that sometimes there's nothing you can do in a situation. So you're learning to walk away from things that just are not going anywhere and are not progressing, that are not balanced. And you're moving towards situations that are more balanced. Hence the Justice card and the Six of Coins and the traditional Six of Pentacles. There is the scale, the Libra scale. So even though it's an earth sign, we got the Libra scale because that's Libra. So I feel like you're moving on to things that are more balanced. The Five of Swords can be about bitterness is coming to mind. So there could have been a situation that involved bitterness. You could have held some type of bitterness within you. And you're learning how to shed that. You could have been holding on to it mentally. It could have been coming out in the way you talk. Or in your communication. You could be moving on from that. There could be a situation where somebody maybe had too much pride to ask for help. Whether this is you or someone who needed your help. Someone had too much pride to ask for help. Maybe you're losing that. You're no longer having too much pride to ask for help. You're learning to ask for help when you need it. Hence, taking charge of your situation, of your life, of your circumstances, of your healing, of your journey. I think for a lot of you, this is just no longer having the pride to give in a situation where it's just not going anywhere. And for a lot of you, you're learning when to ask, when you need something, when to ask for it. Learning to ask for something when you need it. I want to say this is Gemini, the Five of Swords. I could be wrong, and maybe. No, I think that's Gemini. It could be Libra. And the Six of Coins is Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get anything for Justice, but I feel like this is just kind of piggybacking. And this is kind of like segueing. The Six of Coins is segueing into Justice. Like you're moving towards situations that are more balanced, that are more fair. You're making better decisions that create more balance and that allow more structure in your life. Which is what the Emperor is all about. So the Star card is here. We have the Ten of Swords and the Six of Wands. Oh, I love this. You're becoming victorious over like your battle wounds. Like it's like you're showing off your scars and your battle wounds. You're proud and you're overcoming any betrayal or pain or obstacles. This is beyond obstacles because this is about backstabbing, heartbreak, betrayal, pain, bad breakups or bad endings or just painful endings, painful situations or circumstances in general, whether it be relationships, jobs. It's something that was bad and it was probably also very mentally draining. The Six of Wands is here. This is about victory. It's about success, becoming successful, gaining success, overcoming this. So there's a lot of healing. There is transformation, or you could be just realizing how much transformation that you've made. And that mental epiphany could just be the thing that just acknowledging that something is no longer a problem anymore. could be the thing that makes you feel free and lifts this weight off of you and just allows you to just shed this extra weight that you've been holding on to. This is Aquarius energy, if I'm not mistaken, and then this is Leo. However, it's about accomplishment. It's about celebration also. You could be understanding why you went through certain things, certain heartbreaks, certain betrayals, certain painful situations or circumstances. You could be understanding, like, the synchronicities could be, the stars could be aligning, and the synchronicities could be very clear why you had to go through certain things, why you had to meet certain people, why people had to hurt you, why you had to learn certain lessons a hard way. And you could be feeling very successful now that you've overcome it and now that you have gained an understanding of that. This full moon in Gemini may have a big impact on our mental space. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which rules communication, travel, our speech, our thoughts. So, clarifying the Death card, we have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups technically came out first, and then the Eight of Swords. So, yeah, I feel like some of you maybe weren't able to mourn your losses. Now you can mourn your losses. Because the Eight of Swords is about being closed-minded or needing a new perspective on something, needing to see something a certain way. Or you could have been keeping yourself isolated mentally, just preventing or refusing to see something for what it is. Maybe it's just that you could not see why you went through something, why you had to go through certain transformations. And I think now you're starting to realize why, and you can mourn your losses, you can mourn what was lost. It's like you can, it's like, this is a stupid analogy, like, say you had a pet and your parents couldn't afford it anymore, so they told you it died, or you were adopted and you thought your parents died and your real parents or whatever, and you try to find them, and or something happens and you come to find out they weren't dead or whatever. It's like you can properly mourn a situation. It's like you think there's one outcome to a situation and it looks like that's it, and it's like, oh, that's what I went through this for? That sucks. And then you realize it was all for a bigger purpose, and it actually makes sense, and now you can have a new appreciation for the experience. And it's like you can properly mourn or properly emotionally process. I don't want to say mourn, it's not necessarily the correct term because it may not feel like mourning, but now you can correctly emotionally process and mentally process anything that you experienced, anything that you lost. And you may be like kind of isolating yourself while you do this, which it's not so much of a bad thing. That's like the Eight of Swords in a good way, like taking the time to isolate yourself so that you can mentally and emotionally process something and keep moving forward, because I feel like you are taking charge in this, but some of you could get overwhelmed with this. So I would say to reach out to friends or anyone who knows what you're going through. Have a friend nearby or on standby if things get too heavy during this healing journey. I want to get a little further clarification on this, a little bit deeper. The Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Tell me more about this, please. Cards went everywhere. Give me a second. Sometimes I feel like that spirit telling me stop asking. I'm going to continue to shuffle just in case anything else wants to come up. Clarify the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords, please. Five of Cups is Scorpio. Eight of Swords would be Gemini or Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands and the Star. Star came out twice, so you are definitely being affected on a major level. Are there any planets in Aquarius? I don't think there are any planets shifting to Aquarius right now. Jupiter's in Capricorn. Saturn, Pluto, and I don't know. Saturn, Pluto, and another planet are all in Capricorn right now. So could be an interesting time as those planets get closer to moving into Aquarius. I don't know. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck, so I feel like you are definitely trying to make things happen. The Fool just beneath that. You're trying to manifest a new beginning, a new start, a lot of newness. So the Ten of Wands here, so there's definitely a lot of endings with the tens coming up here. A lot of endings and new beginnings. The Death card is here, healing. The Star card is here twice. A lot of transformation. You could be getting a lot of attention. You could be feeling very attractive. You could be becoming very attractive. You could be kind of glowing. The Ten of Wands here represents the ending of something that was a lot of work. It was a lot of responsibility. It was getting to the point where it was probably overwhelming. It was probably a part of your responsibility, but it was wearing you out. Excuse me. So at this part of your transformation, it's like you can finally put the weight of this down and heal from it. So yeah, I do feel like you are, like, it just clarifies what I said. You're gaining the mental and emotional clarity and understanding of something that you've experienced or are experiencing that was probably very difficult. You dealt with it for a very long time. It probably involved a lot of pain, betrayal, or heartbreak. But I think you probably have already healed from it for the most part. Like, you've gotten over it, but there was probably still a little sting there because it's like, I didn't connect all the dots. Everything wasn't adding up. I just had to learn how to accept it and roll with it because I had to move on. And it's like, now you finally get all the pieces, all the dots connect, everything adds up, and now you can completely process it and let it go. That's what this feels like, whatever that is for you. Let's get some advice. I'm so glad I found the words to verbalize that because that was so difficult to try to do. Thank you for working with me. Listen, you want a new beginning. It could be very much so a situation where maybe somebody was adopted and you thought that, oh my God. I just thought of somebody who this might resonate with, but maybe somebody was adopted and you thought the story of why your parents gave you up for adoption was one thing and you accepted it, and turns out it was completely different. And now you get to meet your parents, you hear from the horse's mouth, and now you get to start a brand new beginning. You know what I'm saying? New beginning, new beginning, new beginning. It's like you letting everything, all the old go. It's a brand new start. The Fool card 3 times, the Star card twice. Seriously? What's the advice for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Okay. For real, I'm putting these back. But I'm just like, really? What's the advice for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Too many cards. Clear messages, please. Let's see advice for Aquarius. Don't worry if you are going through this healing and you just have been like, oh my God, why am I feeling like this? If you've been going through a lot of changes or purging, don't worry. You could be having a lot of anxiety. Just be present with yourself and with how you're feeling. Some of you could be feeling like you want to give up. Don't think this is the time for you to quit. You're too close to the finish line. Take a break if you must, but don't quit. I always say slow down, but don't quit. You know, you can slow down, but don't quit. You could be feeling very overwhelmed with the journey, waiting for results, waiting for something new to happen, something else to happen, but you could be, like, your efforts could be lacking in the sense of where you're putting your efforts. It's not getting you the progress you want. It's like you're not investing in the right thing that you want to gain from. So look at where you could be misaligning some things, because it's like there's some unrealistic expectations about something, or you're not doing anything, you're still expecting something to happen, or you're doing too much in the wrong areas and you're waiting on things to happen in another area, and that's not. So yeah, some of you are wanting to quit. It's like, excuse me, the Six of Swords did come out in another deck when the cards went all over the place. So I do feel like you are wanting to move away from stressful situations or circumstances or things that just are not working out for you. No longer having the pride to say, you know what, this isn't working. I can't do this. I've done all I can. Just moving on. But I feel like strategically there could be some tweaks to the direction you're moving, the way in which you are moving. There could be more progress if you take a look at where you're putting your efforts. You could also be feeling kind of lackadaisical. So like you could just be feeling kind of warped by whatever you've gone through, especially if it's been something extremely traumatic. Like you could be feeling like you're in a twilight zone. You could be feeling like you're in a daze. Clarify the nine of wands. Show me the 9 of wands, please. So I do feel like you feel like an outcast to an extent. You could feel like you could feel like the outcast of your family, if there's a group or some type of social organization or something that you belong to. You could feel like an outcast with the 4 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles coming up. Or there could be fear of losing a foundation of some sort. Fear of something becoming unstable. Fear of losing some type of stability or job or home. You may have already lost your home. This could be, but this feels like family. Feels like family. You could be waiting. You could be waiting to hear back from a family member or something who kind of either like disowned you, or you could be waiting to hear from them, but something about this feels like unrealistic. Like you're waiting on something to happen, but the 9 of Wands is in the reverse. Or maybe this is someone who feels defensive and feels that whoever this is, maybe you're waiting to hear from this person, or someone is waiting to hear from you, but this is how, this is why there's no contact or communication. They feel defensive. They feel out in the cold. They feel shut out of this foundation. They feel like an outcast. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be advice. Somebody feels like an outcast. Any more advice? So we have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So I do feel like there is a need to express yourself and to be true to yourself. However, you may need to watch your words. You could be very harsh. And I feel like for a lot of you, you don't have all the dots. You don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. You don't have all the answers yet. So you could react based on what you know now. So I do think there is a need to pay attention to everything. Before you react, you do need to be true to yourself. I think you are very passionate and you're very sure about what it is that you want. You're coming into your personal power and you're becoming more comfortable with who you are. You could be feeling yourself a little bit though. So watch that. And I think this just means to just like wait until things make sense before you react. You know, be patient and then don't argue. Like move away from the situation if it seems stressful, if it seems hostile, just move away from it. And then when it does come to expressing something that you're passionate about or that you have a lot of emotions about, just watch your words. You could be very, be mindful of being harsh or rash or rude even, or bitter. Like I did sense bitterness in the beginning of the reading. So if there is some bitterness towards someone or about a situation, be mindful that you deal with it and you don't project it or take it out on someone else. So I feel like there was a lot that came up in this reading. I hope it all makes sense for you. Please forgive me for being a little all over the place. Thank you again for watching. And if you want a personal reading, the information is below. If you would like to connect with me on Instagram or any other social media outlet, the information for those are below as well. And until next time, peace, love, and light. Bye.